and I shall heed that policeman's advice about Balachna Bar. Seems it's a pretty tricky road, so I'll take it very easy. I was just saying I was getting worried about it, and now he's worried me even more. Anyway, how hard can it be? Right, let's get there. Just caught sight of this amazing castle up here. Eilean Castle, apparently. Looks vaguely familiar. I'm wondering whether it's been used in some adverts or something. Why it's poking out into the lock there. See if I can get a better view here. Cool. Vague idea I saw who's that football player, the attractive one married to the Spice Girl? So attractive, I don't fancy him, but you know the fella I mean. Oh, David Beckham, that's him. I've got a vague idea. I remember seeing him splashing some aftershave or drinking some whiskey or something there on an advert. Anyway, I digress. Well, I don't know if you can see that. There's a rainbow there over the lock. Amazing. I have a feeling this is the start of the road that policeman was warning me about, because this is a single track road. So I'm just going to take it very easy around here, because he said there'd been a couple of motorcyclist fatals around here. So I don't want to add to that number. Look at that, amazing. I'm just going to have to take a picture of that. Be rude not to. Well, this is quite a road. By the way, we've got this little train track following on the left, and then it's this weird little road that keeps going from two carriageways to single, the one that that policeman kindly gave me the local intel about, so that there's been a few tricky things going on with motorcycles, a few fatals on this road apparently. Certainly don't want to be the next one. So there are some steep turns that are quite difficult on large motorbikes, so I'm heeding his warning and taking it very easy. I just passed a road sign that said the gradient here was 114%, which is unusual. Now the GoPro is not going to give you the impression of how steep this is, but look, no hands, and the bike is speeding up in third gear going downhill. Really steep little descent there. Brilliant. So I'm not too sure when the Applecross Pass Balachna Bar officially starts, so I'm sure I know once I'm on it. It's around here somewhere. I'll need to just check the elevation change. Let's have a look now, see what we're at. So at 31 feet, 30 feet, look, basically we're at sea level at this point. We'll see how that changes over the next half an hour or so. Okay, so I've just come through Strathcarron and taken a left onto the A896, which is the route to Applecross. So this becomes the Applecross Pass, Balachna Bar, Britain's highest ascent. I believe it gets us up to about 2,000 feet with some switchbacks on the way. So one of the highlights of the day, of which there have been many highlights, has been just amazing. So looking forward to this part of the route. Let's hope there's no drama. Well, no unscheduled drama anyway. Okay, according to the sat-nav it's about 15 miles to Applecross. So we've got 15 miles of this sort of road. It's going to be quite fun. It does go down to single track in places with passing places, so keep my eyes skinned for vehicles coming the other way. Because unlike in a car, if you're on a steep incline and a turn, and you have to stop to let somebody pass, it's not that straightforward on a bike, especially one that's heavily laden. Fingers crossed. Now as a biker you're very aware of that, but car drivers aren't necessarily. So they might expect me to stop because I'm on a smaller vehicle to let them pass, but it's not always that straightforward. A lot of red asphalt, very nice. A bit like the Mall. Another one of these incredible lochside roads. And this one with the very nice red asphalt. Very regal. Okay, here we are. Plenty of warnings. Road normally impassable in wintry conditions. And this road rises to a height of 2,053 feet with gradients of 1 in 5 hairpin bends. Not advised for learner drivers or caravans. Okay. Fingers crossed then, here goes. Balachnabar, here we come. This apparently is Britain's most inclinous route. Meaning that it climbs the highest of any road in Britain. And it's got some pretty scary hairpins apparently. Let's see how she goes. So 88 feet above sea level at the start of it. Well, at least Alpine passes you've got 2 carriageways. This one's just single track, just to add to it. Okay, we're definitely in the climb now. It's barely a road at all, it's more like a flipping footpath. You don't want to bring a coach up here. Okay, elevation 303 feet, gosh. That car didn't make it. Not a good omen. Well, this is definitely not for the faint-hearted. Once again, you fall foul of the GoPro's wide-angle lens, so you don't really get an impression of what this is like. But I'm not exaggerating to say I am cacking myself up here. Trying desperately not to look over that edge. Always looking out for oncoming vehicles. There's one. And that edge was something else down there. Wouldn't want to do this in the dark. Right, now I know there's a car coming in a minute. There he is. What's it going to do? Okay. Got away with that one. If you knew there was definitely nothing going to come the other way, it'd be an absolute blast. And it's okay when you've got a bit of visibility like this and I can see that there's a car half a mile or so away coming in my direction, so I can be ready for him. Okay, so how we're doing on height. 914, so we've got another over 1,000 feet to climb yet. Passing space here, I think I might wait for this one. Go on, mate. No problem. Desperately trying to not look down that edge. Can't help but notice there's no barriers. Look at this place. Glad to see they've seen fit to put a barrier here now. Certainly wouldn't want to drive a coach load of tourists up here. Is he going to wait there? Please do, thank you. Thank you, just about, mate. A bit earlier would have been good. That was a classic example of a car thinking I could do something that I couldn't, because there's no way we were getting past each other other than on a passing place. And I just couldn't stop there, I'd have been off. Right, let's hope he slows down. There he is. Come on. I think with this, it's not so much the height of the thing, it's the fact that the road is so narrow. And it is only, you know, one car width going to happen, so I'm glad I'm coming up here on a relatively quiet day. I don't think what it's like in the height of summer when it's full of tourists and they all want to do the Valachna bar. It'd be an absolute nightmare. Worst sort, big hairpin and steep. First gear. Nasty. Wowee. More hairpins to come. This sort of place that would be amazing to take a photograph back, because it's an incredible view behind me, but I'm blowed if I'm stopping on these hairpins. Okay, there's an oncoming car there. Can't get around this next hairpin before he comes. Wow, look at it down there. Okay, we're at 1800 feet now. What a view. First gear again. Can't see him. I'll wait for him. Okay, mate. It'd be really nice to not meet any other cars coming down here. There's one there. What's he going to do? Wait for me, mate, wait for me. Please wait for me. And not on the hairpin. Okay, we'll pass at the hairpin then. Unbelievable. It's the worst of it, 1900 feet. Let's just stop here on this level bit. Have a look back. Wow. I have to say, that's a road I don't care if I never do again. That was just hard work. Getting cold up here, nearly at 2000 feet, 5 degrees now. Incredible how the temperature's dropped. 2040 feet a touch there. 2034 we're climbing. 2043, 247, 2053 feet, 257, 2060, 2061. Okay, I think I'm going to start to descend now. 2064 feet. Thank you, sir. A handy pass. There we go. Look, 2071. I think it was 2071 topped out at. Are we still climbing? Yeah, that was the peak. So that's Valachna Bar. Definitely not for the faint-hearted. Can't believe how difficult those hairpins were to get round at slow speed on a heavily laden bike. With an incline, I could barely get around those. I was being a bit of a girl's blouse, but obviously I didn't want to drop the bike. I'm feeling like I'm on the homeward stretch now. I hope I'm not about to come across something cataclysmic on the other side. We're in the descent. Oh, it's got to 3.5 degrees now. Flipping chilly up here. So one of the passes in this country that I'm yet to do, that I want to do, is in the Lake District, called the Hard Knot Pass. I haven't done that one yet, but I wonder how that compares. I will do that in the not too distant future for comparison purposes. It can't be any worse than this, surely. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, it's looking good. Maybe a few more hairpins to go. Yeah, here's one. Nothing coming. Seems much easier going down them for some reason than going up. Well, it's been a long old day in the saddle again. Been on the bike for another 7 hours, and this has been obviously quite complicated riding. I have to say my shoulders are telling me that they've had enough today. I guess it's on these passes, it's because you tense up. So as soon as I get to my base, I imagine it's going to be another hour and a half yet before I get there. So that was the awesome and somewhat scary Balaknabar. Good to say I've done it. Won't be hurrying back. It's more of a challenge really than fun. Splendid. Well, we're nearly home and dry on this. Applecross is just 3 miles away now apparently. So there we are, that's the reward you get at the end of the Balaknabar. The view into Applecross. So come out of Applecross now. What a splendid place. Well, they don't exactly do major roads. I'm heading towards a place called Shiel Bridge, something like that. Again, it's just a tiny place, I guess there's not much there. And I suspect it's just this sort of single track road all the way around now. And then as soon as I can, I'm going to see if I can pick up some more major roads to Ullapool, but I don't think there are any major roads. Do you know what, it's 5:21 now and the light's already fading. I'm so glad that the sunset's a little bit later here. It's about 8:20 PM at the moment here, the sunset. Or maybe even a little bit later than that, I can check. Let's have a look. No, 8:43, wow, even later. Gosh, at home it's about 8:10, but it's 8:45 here that it gets dark, so I've got plenty of time to get to Ullapool, I'm glad to say. And it just shows you can't bite off more. Well, you know, you've got to be careful about the number of miles you plan when you're doing these sort of routes, because even though I managed to do 400 miles yesterday on motorways, that's a completely different kettle of fish. Today, I don't know exactly how many miles I would have done, but I think it would have been less than 300, about somewhere between 270 and 300. It's taken me the same time or even longer. Okay, I've stopped a lot for photographs and stuff, which has been great, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. But you just got to factor in the fact that it takes a long time to cover miles on these sorts of roads. Well, this is almost a decent road now. Oh, and here comes some more rain. Road narrows, I love it. How narrow does it get? This is known as the West Ross Coastal Trail, by the way, just in case you ever come down it. Well, I've been to some fairly bleak coastal places in the UK before, but I've never been this far north in the UK before, so it's all new to me. And this is quite a coastal location. These houses here, I assume people live here rather than just being holiday homes. But, whatever must it be like in the depths of winter? It was like this in late spring. Not only is it cold now, but it's raining again. Well, Ullapool can't come soon enough. It's a long way away yet. Just look at this place. Incredible. Hope you can see this okay. It really does feel like you're at the end of the earth here. Oh, there's another vehicle. I haven't seen one for quite a while. Try and time a passing place. On. This is what you call rural. Middle of nowhere, back of beyond, arse end of nowhere. Ah, Highland cattle, if I'm not mistaken. Hardy creatures. do with their long hair right now. Hello, what's going on here? Thank you. Yeah, careful, mate. I don't like the look of him. Passing place, thank you. Is it? Just when you thought you'd seen all the good views, and this hose interview. Unbelievable. Incredible. Gorgeous. Wow, look at that. Well, I'm perished, I'm hungry, I'm cold, but that is well worth it. Stunning. Okay, according to the sat nav, I've got another 79 miles to go, another hour and 42 minutes before I reach Ullapool. Boy, this has turned out to be a much longer down the bike than I anticipated. So this is Torridon now, and at last I've found some decent roads again compared to that track over Balachna Bar and then out of Applecross that seemed to go on forever. This is so much nicer. Still takes a long time to cover the ground, but it's roads that are much more enjoyable as far as I'm concerned. Not having to worry about oncoming traffic all the time. We've actually got two carriageways. Plus a very impressive mountain. I rode earlier past, I didn't mention it, but I went past Ben Nevis earlier when we were going through Fort William, which is Britain's highest mountain. I have to say, it didn't look as impressive as that. Incredible. Okay, crack on to Ullapool now. And a much needed pint and hot shower or bath. Must remember I'm doing this for fun. Must remember I'm doing this for fun. I am absolutely freezing. I'm hungry. My shoulders are killing me. I've been the last bit of the route just to get to the hotel as quick as I can. I've still got another 23 miles to go. I've been on the bike for what, 10 hours today? And in that 10 hours I've had, I stopped for half an hour for lunch, and I've stopped a couple of times for petrol, but I didn't actually have a rest, it was just an in and out. So it's been a long old day on the bike, it has to be said. My shoulders ache, and to top it off, I'm wet as well. I just need a hotel and a bed, and some food and a beer. Ullapool at last. Oh, thought I was never going to see it. Goodness me. And suddenly the blue sky and sunshine has broken out. Wow. One epic journey that was. Let's find my hotel. Not a moment too soon. It's like an oasis. Well, how splendid is this? Great little spot. Here's my hotel, the Arch. Oh! Wow. What a day. Well, what an epic day on the bike it's been. I knew it was going to be a good day, and I wasn't disappointed. Loch Lomond, absolutely gorgeous. Glencoe, beautiful. And then over Balachna Bar, that was just, I mean, it was stunning, but it was actually hard work as well. But it just turned out to be a very, very long day, as you probably gathered from the closing parts of the video there today. It was hard work. It took me a lot longer than I thought. I did probably, I think, about 270 miles in total, which isn't that much for a day, but it just takes so long to do it on those little single track roads. And what with the weather being variable as well, I got quite cold, quite wet, quite tired, as you saw. Anyway, I've got to my hotel now here in Ullapool. I've had a fill of food and beer, so feeling much better. I've warmed up. I've got the radiator blaring on in this little dinky little hotel room that I've got, and just looking at the route for tomorrow, basically, which is I'm just trying to see if there's some way I can make it easier, but there's not really, because the only way, if I want to go from where I am now in Ullapool, which is here, and I want to get to John O'Groats, then really I've got to do this North Coast 500 route, which is I think it's about 170 odd miles up to John O'Groats from here on that route. And then if I'm going to come back down and try and make it to around about Inverness for the end of the day, that's again a similar amount of similar distance again. So I think I'm looking at probably 5 hours for this piece, and then 2.5 for this bit. So I think at best it's going to be 7-8 hours on the bike, slightly less than today I hope, but it's certainly not going to be an easy day again. And looking at the weather forecast, it's basically going to rain much of tomorrow, I think, if the forecast is to be believed, so that's not great fun. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap up a bit warmer tomorrow, put a few more layers on, and hunker down. Having come this far, I've got to get to John O'Groats, so I'm going to get my head down now, get some sleep, and I'll see you in the morning.